All the little orcs, they are coming. All the little orcs, they are coming. And the fuzzy bunnies are gonna bite you. They're gonna bite. They're gonna bite you. So, anyways,
Secret of Mana.
this is what
2018.
caffeine does to me. Yeah, and that song is from Final Fantasy VI Overworld, which has nothing to do with Secret of Mana, but
Except for the fact that they're made by the same creators.
there you go. So,
This
with
is a
this
really
game,
nice. Oh,
sorry,
this is a really nice remake.
younger first. I like this remake, but having played the original game, I feel like a lot of the soul of the original is really lost in the translation.
Oh yeah.
I feel like the music, like if you go back and listen to the music of its village music, and it's like, it's very happy, it doesn't feel synthesized. And then you go to this remake and it's like, wow, like it feels like they had like a computer, like they just put the composition into a computer, and then the computer just spat out like a number of like
Weird errors.
suitable instruments. Like, oh, this would work in this game, but like it doesn't feel like it was like orchestrated or like it was arranged by a human being. Like, yeah, the
It
music
could have been worse.
there.
It could have been all in MIDI.
Yeah, it just feels like that what made the soul of the game. And I read the review by accident like a month or so ago when it came out, and I'm like, no way, like this game, it can't be that bad, or can it? And when we played it today, I was like, personally, having played the original and like gotten fairly far in the first game, that came out, what was it, 20 years ago?
Yeah, like 1993.
Even longer than that. 25 years ago.
Yeah.
It feels like if I had played this game first, rather than the original that's sprite-based, this is 3D polygon-based, like, I wouldn't even realize that, I wouldn't get the same impact from playing this version, like the new version that came out like a month ago, than the one that I grew up with. And I don't think it's totally because it's the one I grew up with. I just feel like the music it lacks that zing. It's like,
And the first boss was easy to kill.
it was easy as hell.
Yeah, like
I mean, in the original, it's actually hard. Like, I used to die, immediately I was like 10 to 12 years old, but I used to die in that fight if I wasn't like strategizing, because you can't just like roll around the manta, like, or manta, praying manta.
it's the
Praying
Manta
mantis.
thing.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just weird to play the game now, and it's like, I know it's a remake, but it feels like they lost like a lot of what made the game interesting.
The voice acting.
And the fact their mouths don't move is kind of amusing.
Yeah, it's like when they talk, they just like, but they're talking like, yo, you killed all those innocent bunnies that we've been
Yeah, and
getting.
the elder doesn't seem to care. Like that's the problem when you have voice acting. I think this, to go over and like support Nintendo, this is why Nintendo doesn't like to do voice acting, because if you get it wrong, it's way wrong when you do voice acting incorrectly. And I think
Especially-
that's why, like, when they haven't redone Chrono Trigger with voice acting, because it wouldn't be the same if they do it wrong.
Yeah.
It like totally affects the rest of the presentation.
Or it'd be like if Undertale did voice acting.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be, because it's also because you were reading them, and so you were giving them your own voice, and so when you were playing the remake and you see that the elder has this really, really different voice from what.
And the fuzzy bunnies that bite you, they're vicious in the original game. Like, they look vicious. These guys, they look like
cute.
they look like Pikachus. And you're killing Pikachus in the field.
Yeah.
The grassy field.
And apparently the village is getting harassed by these
That's
things.
the other thing. Like, that's what I noticed. Like, the way that they presented these events, it doesn't feel as traumatic. Like, in the original game, you feel like you come home, you've saved the village, and the way that they treat you is like, you really feel the impact of being banished. Here, it's just all of a sudden they
just decide on a whim to
yeah,
banish
like
you.
you're not allowed in the village, but
for reasons like, okay, so let me get this straight, game. So I pull out a sword from the scabbard, okay, from the stone. I go
From a
home
lake.
after murder, from a lake, which is kind of like a nod to both stories of how King Arthur got both his swords. He got Caliburn from the stone, and he got Excalibur from the lady in the lake. Anyways, so I come home after slaughtering innocent bunny rabbits that
Oh, it was fun.
that bite me.
They're
I come
vicious.
home, some kid beats the crap out of me because of some
He's slapping you.
slapping me doesn't even hurt until an earthquake comes and knocks us right down
That's
into.
the thing, because in the original, it like looks like a huge hole, and in this, it's like this.
It's like a tiny little pothole.
Yeah.
We fall down. We land
It's
in
like,
like
a downtown Ottawa pothole.
we land in the
middle
lair
of the village.
of like this animal
Byward Market.
of like this mantis ant thing, and some guy's like, search for an opening, stab him in the rear.
yeah, and it's the whole fight. Instead of it being like a serious fight, for your life, I saw you. You're like running around the mantis, and the mantis was like.
And then it's like,
It's a lot of the moments that are supposed to be serious moments in the original game. Like we could even go back and play them right now, and like the seriousness of you being banished and all these, and like the manta ray, like looks like it's dangerous, but in the remake, it's just this giant monster that's like turning around and around in circles, and like letting you hack and slash into it. Like we should really go back and you could see like the major difference between
this game and the other
the original game
Yeah.
and this remake. This remake, they've really dumbed down like
Yeah, but
everything.
The funny thing is that this mantis barely put up a fight, so it's heavily implied that maybe he had it set on easy.
I don't think so. The original game was hard,
Anyways.
like really hard. Like the whole game was hard. Not just like as you progressed. You had to level up, and so far it seems like they really made it so
More,
anyone can play this.
Yeah, more casual. So like the mantis barely puts up a fight. So after I'd done,
I don't think he even attacked you once.
yeah, like from what I've seen, it was merely
It's domesticated.
domesticated. We basically murder him in his own home. I get pulled up and then get told by my elders, okay, we can't take this anymore. You're getting banished. Like,
It's the way that the information is conveyed in this remake that makes everything becomes comical, unintentionally comical,
Yeah.
because it seems like, oh, I raised you when your mother disappeared. Oh, by the way, get out of here. Like the context and like the nuances, it's not there anymore. It's not there in the music. It's not there in like the plot and the progression of the story, and like just it feels like it doesn't feel organic anymore. It feels like they didn't try and I don't know. It's like the soul of the game is being ripped out, but they've remade everything, but they didn't make it better. That's pretty much.
yeah, I agree with you that this is entirely comical, and I have not played the original Secret of Mana. In fact,
Yeah.
my only memory of Secret of Mana is probably not even Secret of Mana to begin with.
It was Chrono Trigger because
It wasn't Chrono Trigger. It was like something like Secret of Legend of, or like Legend of something.
Mana?
Legend of Mana, maybe.
PlayStation 1.
Who knows? But it was like a really old Nintendo RPG.
This is exactly like there's been what game? I thought we played a game that was a remake and it was done really well, or maybe no. I think it was like a good example of a movie that's remade really well. But
Yeah.
this is an example of a game that like they really on every level. This game was not remade for the better, and it's sad because the game is like $50 brand new, when it should be maybe like 15 or 20, considering the effort to produce a good product. So.
Yeah, I would only say like it would have made sense for my banishment if it was like because when I was back in the village and people are talking about, oh, the village is going to be destroyed, I was thinking like it was going to be that generic, an evil army.
The fuzzy bunnies are coming. The fuzzy
The
bunnies
orcs come in and rape and pillage the village. But no, it's like
Fuzzy bunnies will
you
bite
just
all
you
the
just
buttons.
stumble into this guy's lair, you stab him a bit, and then it's like, okay, get the fuck out.
It looks like a guy in a suit, actually. Like
Yeah.
unlike the first game, it's like maybe it's a villager and like it was a setup, and there's a conspiracy here, because it doesn't seem like a vicious animal. Like in the original game, it really feels like
This is like a
you can die, and this game I didn't think even attacked you once.
I barely I never
You
died.
just walked around, like you didn't do anything.
Yeah. I'm just slapping its butt.
Yeah, and
Or its
it liked
thorax.
it. It liked its thorax to be petted.
Hey, I took the advice of look for an opening and I took it to my most advantageous
Just
moment.
massage that carapace. Massage it.
Fanfic
I
writers
can't
to your
recommend
station.
this. Like after playing the.
Oh, we should probably mention that we named our character Chrono, so
Yeah,
we
because
have
he looks like Chrono.
we've officially crossed over Secret of Mana with Chrono Trigger. Now we have to do our own Kingdom Hearts.
Don't cross the beams. Don't cross your streams. Yeah.
Yep.
I can't recommend this. Go and find the original, even if you have to emulate it and find an emulator box or something. Like you have to play the original. This is no substitute. Accept no substitutes. This is even for $20. It would be hard to recommend this remake, demake.
Yeah.
And like right after, I'm gonna show Nick the original game because I cannot believe how far they missed the mark on this. So that's all I have to say.
My recommendation for this game, and yes, I will recommend it,
Okay.
is only if you want it to have a really fun. Because this game is fun, and the story is kind of fun too. It's generic paint by the numbers RPG plot, but I mean, if you want a good laugh, like either intentionally or unintentionally, this is a good game. But if you're playing this because you want that Secret of Mana feel, I can understand where Jim's coming from.
The only way I can say that this is good is if you need a game on Steam and you need 4 players and it has to be an RPG. It's really hard to find an RPG that's in this style for 4 players.
And
but
and
even
then
you can
again,
go
there are
back to
plenty of
the
other
original, so.
RPGs on Steam that you can play with 4 players that are just as good, if not better, like Borderlands 2.
Yeah.
I think Diablo is more Blizzard's.
So far for Square this year, they released this. Then they just released like a week ago the Chrono Trigger mobile port, which apparently is horrible. It's gotten downvoted more than The Last Jedi. So
I say Square has stumbled in this quarter. Who knows what it's going to be like for the rest of the years, but from right now, I don't think Square's lucky. Alright, I think we're done.
All right, fuzzy bunnies, everyone.
Now I banish you because you recorded a video.
Okay. All right. Bye.